All right, so we've gotten this thing out on something kind of other than pavement with all the new modifications, and I don't know, it's hard to tell a major difference. I feel like I would have had to drive it side by side, you know, like one day without the modifications and then have them fix it, and then, you know, the next day, or not fix it, but have them do the upgrades, then the next day drive it again. And I just don't know that I can make too big a judgment here, but everything seems like it's going okay. Like I think I've confirmed didn't need to remove the crash bars with this setup, which is kind of nice. Don't want to have to remove stuff that we don't need to remove, I guess. Also don't like taking things apart that it feels like they're supposed to be there, although I know on the Sasquatch it does have the crash bars removed. But so this road is a little undulated. There are some rocks and so forth. There are some I'm losing the word. What's the word for it? Ruts. Ruts is the word. And like it seems like it's pretty smooth. Maybe that's what it is. I felt like on the pavement it definitely felt like a smoother ride with these new shocks than with the old ones. The shifting seemed smoother during you know, because of the, I don't know why I can't talk. The shifting seems smoother as a result of the power upgrade, the tune from the ProCal 4, and I think that has kind of continued. I'm in 4 low right now. I probably don't need to be, but I'm in 4 low, and things seem to be shifting pretty well with that. And it just, you know, it kind of doesn't feel like as rough a ride. Although, you know, again, how do you make that exact judgment on a road like this? So this road I'm on isn't like a curated trail or anything. I'm just kind of rolling through a BLM route near Rifle. And if you're a local, what I did was I went up toward the golf course, and just before you get to the golf course, there's a like a turn off, but this is it's called Ridge Road on my map, and then it's going to turn into BLM route 8069, and so it goes up from kind of right before the golf course and then up and over the ridge, probably hence the name, and then you come back down on Highway 13, which basically just south of Rifle Arch. But you know, we're not on a serious trail or anything. There is some, like I said, there's ruts, there's some rocks. It's a little bit rough. It's not too bad, but there is kind of near the end of it, there's a little bit of a spot. I don't know that I necessarily want to call it an obstacle, but you know, it's a little bit of a challenge. In the stock configuration of this, it's not like hard, but it kind of got you off kilter a little bit, and I'm pretty sure you get tires in there. So okay, so I'm sitting here at basically the junction between this Ridge Road and the BLM route, whose number I forget, and I don't want to look for it, but and so you can, if you go to the left, that's what gets you to down to Highway 13, and it's not very far, and then off to the right it goes up there and dead end somewhere. But I went there once and it got a little too narrow for me, and I didn't feel like there's gonna be a spot where I can turn around, so there it is. And again, it's nothing serious. It's just, you know, what are you going up there for, basically? So we're gonna go to the left, and we know what's down there. I was going to say we'll see what's down there, but we know what's down there. So really not a ton to see, although you do get a pretty good view here of Mam Peak, M-A-M-M, Mam Peak. Apparently there are a lot of black bears over there. There is a road and trail you can take to basically go over that mountain up there. You can't really see it probably in the video, but there is a road you can take to go over that ridge, and eventually you will get to well, first you get to Vegas State Park, and then there's a trail called the Lake Leon Trail, and you can take that down to Cedar Edge. So basically going up on the, well, I think on the Grand Mesa, but so anyway, I tried doing that once, and there'd been some recent rain, and it was so muddy that I decided to turn back around. It was not something I was willing to get into. I mean, it was a decent trail for what I was able to get through, but it was really, I felt pretty treacherous. So. And then off to the right here, I think people call it the Book Cliffs. It's actually called the Roan Plateau, which is basically the dominating feature of the Rifle skyline. But it's pretty cool. So I've done videos of JQS Road, and you can, if you zoom in, you can probably make out JQS Road. It's not a, I wouldn't call it an off-road trail. It is a road, but there are spots that are a little narrow and tricky, especially if even if there are snowdrifts left over. I felt like one time I was going to slide right off, right around this time of year, actually, maybe not quite a year ago, and so that can get a little sketchy, before the snow is cleared. But you get up on the top there; it's beautiful, lots of trees. Here's another fork in the road. We're going to go to the right, but if you go off to the left, you can kind of skim the ridge and look down on, I don't know if you can see Highway 13 from there or not, but it doesn't really go anywhere, so I'm not going to go that way. But there are, I don't know, maybe a couple interesting spots, if I remember correctly, where you basically drive underneath the power lines there. Maybe it is noticeable them not getting bounced around so much with these new shocks. Maybe it feels that way, I'm not sure. We've got a little bit of an interesting spot here though, so let's, again, not really an obstacle, a non-stackle, but it is kind of getting us a little, oh, that was easy, wasn't a problem. Okay, so here we are at our little non-stackle, I think. Maybe. Yeah, maybe not. We're going downward at 11-degree pitch. It's not too bad. Yeah, I guess this is sort of the obstacle, because you're going down and you've got kind of a quick, but it's not. We'll see if we can, yeah, see, it's, aha, see, we got a little stuck. Yeah. And so here's why it's a little tricky, because you've got your tire on this side kind of fully extended into this divot, and you don't really have much traction on this side. So that's kind of where you're getting hung up. It's not really much of anything, and obviously it's going to be relatively easy to get out once I turn the lockers on, but it's kind of a trickier spot than you think it is just going into it. And that's why I rolled up to it. I was like, wait, is this it? But yeah, so you come down you come down here and then pretty quickly it becomes, you know, it's going straight up. But the real trick is you've got this divot here, and maybe the idea is you want to kind of get up more to the driver's side over here. Maybe that's a better way to approach it. You know, again, it's not anything that's terribly difficult to get out of, but it surprises you. So the simple solution is cheater button. That's the rear locker for you non-Bronco types. Which made that zero problem at all. And again, if I'd taken a little bit better line, maybe I don't need the locker. And I forgot that that minor obstacle or non-stackle is the end of the road, basically, because right in front of me is just a simple gravel road, and that's going to take me down to Highway 13. I don't know, maybe I'll go fart around at Hubbard Mesa, which is across Highway 13, and actually you take JQS Road to get there, for those that maybe are going to come to Rifle someday. It's really kind of nice. I can, if I want, I can just go right after work and go fart around in a, you know, a little bit of a 4x4 playground area that isn't, you know, terribly challenging, and if something bad happens, just walk to my house. So maybe we'll go over there. We'll see what happens. And maybe I don't want to oversell this too hard, but I'm going at a pretty good clip on this gravel road, and I really don't even feel like I'm on a gravel road. So maybe there is something to this new suspension. Oh, here comes a bump. And now we're back to the highway. And so now I'm on JQS Road, or at least the road that leads you up to it, I guess. And it's, you know, not too different from what we were on, maybe a little bit more like a road than that other one. But it's got ruts, it's got some bumps, and I'm just, you know, I'm going not super fast, but faster than you normally would on a trail. And it seems like, sorry, that was one of those ruts that I got to cross. And I'm only in 4A, so, but it just feels like it's a lot more buttery smooth. Even going over these rocks that I'm going over right now, it didn't feel like it's as bumpy as usual. I don't know if I'm just imagining it or what. So that's what it looks like, and I'm doing 20, 25. And it feels pretty good. I don't know. I'm willing to admit that I'm imagining it. But we're going to kind of go off the main track here and see. It's like a... So Hubbard Mesa is, I think, BLM land. That would be Bureau of Land Management, not Black Lives Matter. I figure out how to get down into there, but I don't really know how. I may turn around and see, and you can see all these little trails in there. Right in there. So I'm going to turn around and see if there's a way. I think I saw a way to get down there. I just never really noticed this path off of JQS before, so I'm going to jump down in there, I think. One thing I'm noticing, though, is like you definitely feel the difference in your ride height. Everything seems to, I don't know, the feel on similar situations a little bit different. Like if you're going over a hump, right? It feels, I don't know, it's hard to describe. I can't really explain how it feels, but it feels different to go over it in that way. Almost like, I don't know, hard to explain. But I was just noticing as I'm trying to turn around here that I definitely feel the height difference. I feel taller. And I didn't do a measurement before and after. I did a measurement of the rear differential, and that was right around 9.5 inches of clearance. And then I measured that after, and it was only about 11, and I was a little disappointed. What I realized is the only thing that would have made a difference there is the tires. Tires are 2 inches bigger, but I don't think you get the actually the tires are about 3 inches bigger, but I don't think you get the full, that you don't obviously get the full 3 inches. That's what she said. Oh wait, here's the easy way to get down in there. I just drove past it. Anyway, so at only, you know, a 3-inch difference in your tire size, that's only 1.5 inches of lift because geometry or something. And so the rear differential wouldn't see a benefit from the lift of the shocks. And I didn't think about that before because I wanted to see the difference, but I was dumb and didn't think about that reality. So anyway, point being, I don't really know what the difference in the ride height is. So this is a little bit of a trail for ATVs and dirt bikes and so forth. I don't know if I'm allowed on here. I'm on here, but I don't know if I'm allowed. Maybe, I don't know what they're gonna do if I get caught. Like, are they gonna take away my birthday or what? All right, so this sucker's kind of steep. Let's see if we can make it up there. .23-degree pitch, and we made it. That wasn't so bad. Okay, so that was easy. I thought it was going to be harder than that. So I felt a little bit of something as I was coming around this corner, and I was like, whoa, what was that? It was right after I turned off the camera. And that's what it was a hole. I don't know how I didn't see that or what happened, or... Well, it looks like, yeah, I drove basically right through the hole. I wonder if it gave out on me, because I don't think I saw it. Surely not. Surely that's not what happened, and I'm just dumb. Well, maybe. We'll see. Yes. Looks like, yeah, because you can see my rear tire track comes right through there. Front tire missed it. And so, yeah, I'm pretty sure I just drove right into a hole like a dummy without paying attention. That's what you get. The lesson there, kids, is like, pay attention to the road instead of your stupid camera. Well, I'm pretty sure I can get through this next bit, but I'm going to have to reorient myself a little bit here to come on a little more straight, I think. It's a big decline followed by immediate incline. And I just want to make sure I don't slip into this this hole that's down there. We're going to take it nice and slow. It's a little tippy too, is part of the problem. Would help to have a co-pilot. I may be more nervous about it than I need to be, but I guess we'll find out. No, this is going to be no problem. Just you get kind of worried that you're going to slide or whatever else. But I think we're going to be all right. I think we're going to make it with no problem. The other problem is approaching. You got that winch on the front, and it, you know, you're coming down to that angle and you got to come back up. And you don't want to go too fast, but there we go. Hey, that was easy. With the worry being that, you know, you're down like this, and I didn't check to see what the pitch was. But you know, we've done it before. We were at Fins and Things and drove the winch plate into the ground, and it didn't hurt the winch, but we did have to get a new winch hook because it was all mangled to shit. So anyway, been there before. That one went okay. So this area here, if you've followed us at all, you will know that this is the spot out at Hubbard Mesa Open Space where I got myself into a bit of trouble. I was stuck in the mud, and if not for somebody happening to be passing by with a winch, I would have probably stayed stuck. Got incredibly muddy. So I thought, I got this thing. I'd be driving through mud and enjoying all the, the getting messy and so forth. And I got to tell you, I don't like cleaning mud off of my car. So I think we're going to stick to some of the drier stuff, which right now there is not a single drop of water to speak of in what is normally a pretty bogged up sort of area. So it's been really dry in Colorado on the western slope, and so yeah, there's no mud here, and that's okay by me.